Hi everyone, it's Anne Stokes here. I'd like to tell you today about a painting that I have just completed. And this subject is a Greek legend about the ferryman whose name is Charon, and in legend is said to transport the souls of the recently departed from the land of the living across the waters of the rivers that separate it from the world of the dead. Now, I like the classical description of this character where it's a man in quite disheveled looking, very thin in tattered robes. And that is what I've chosen to do here. And the face is almost like skeletal-like, like the Reaper. So he has a very simple rowing boat and a long pole. And you can see in his hand here, he's holding a gold coin. Because again, in the legend, it is said that the souls can only depart if they've had funerary rites and if there has been offering of a coin. Now, I think the background here is a way to symbolize that they're going to the next world. So here you see these gates that are just starting to open. There's kind of a golden glow behind, suggesting that there is something there that we're going across to. And through the water, this light from the other side is surrounding the figure, and that is the main part of the colour in the picture. The rest of it's quite muted tones, so it's this idea that you're sort of leaving the darkness and going off into the light. I've painted a lantern on the front of the boat, which again is something that is often used in historical depictions of this figure. And I hope you like that one. It's been a really interesting subject to work on. I've made it deliberately a bit more sort of sketchy around him, again, with not too many details, as you just see this sort of misty background. He's wearing an omega symbol as a brooch on his cloak. And again, omega is a Greek letter. It is the last letter of the Greek alphabet, and it's there sometimes used to symbolize the end and like death. And in the background, I've sort of made the shape of that archway reminiscent of the omega, which I thought was kind of a nice tie-in. I don't think this is necessarily a morbid subject. I think is something that, death will come to us all one day. And when we leave this world, whether we've been very poor or very rich, we will leave it just as we are, just as we were born, just as we are. And I think this is often used, this character, as a symbol in all sorts of different religions, that there will be somebody that will kind of look after you and escort your soul onto the next world. So I hope you found that interesting, and it was certainly a fun subject to work on.